everyone, I hope everyone's still staying nice and safe. All you need today for our video number 2 is the mat. We'll start in standing with our feet hip width apart, and just think about those deep abdominals, pulling those deep abdominals, pulling that belly button in towards your spine, just tucking your tailbone under slightly, so you're getting a nice neutral base in your spine, and just rocking backwards and forwards onto your toes and onto your heels. It's nice and controlled rocking backwards and forwards onto your toes, onto your heels, and just think about our breathing as well. Breathing in as we come up onto our toes, breathing out as we come back onto our heels. Lovely, keeping that belly button tucked in towards your spine. I apologise if my head gets cut off on the video. The camera's as far back as it goes. Lovely, now getting that nice base, feeling the weight of our body going through the heels and the balls of our feet, and just taking a nice breath in, lifting our arms up, good, and out as our arms come back down again. And just a couple more of these, really filling your lungs. And out as the arms come down, breathing in. Lovely. Good, and on this last one, we're going to hold it at the top here. We're going to lean over to your left side, just shifting your weight on your hips over. Good, breathing into centre and up to your right side, shifting your hips over to the opposite side, getting a nice C shape with your body. Good, one more each side. Lovely, arms back down, nice shoulder rolls backwards. Keep my shoulders moving if you've been at a desk all day. And forwards. Lovely, feeling a little bit looser through your upper body now. Lovely. So here we're going to shift our weight over to our right foot, left foot comes up, belly button tucked in towards our spine, hands in a nice warrior pose. Good, holding that position. That's easy. Start circling your ankles and look over your opposite shoulder. A few of you have done this before. Good, making sure that knee's got a nice soft bend, you're not hyperextending your knee. Good, and just changing direction of the circle. If you're doing it, just hold the position if it's too difficult. Lovely, placing the foot back down, shifting over to the other foot, tucking that belly button still in. Looking over the opposite shoulder if it's easy. Obviously just holding that position. Circling your ankles if you want that extra little bit of challenge. And still feeling tall through your spine. Don't let your body collapse, we're still thinking tall. And changing the direction. Still breathing. Don't hold your breath. Lovely, placing the foot back down from here. We're going to widen our feet out to the side of the mats. Good, tuck. We'll turn your toes out about 10 to 2. It's a little bit more comfortable through our hips. And we're going to sink down into a little squat position here. Now from here, our hips don't go any higher. We're literally going from side to side. Over one heel, over to the other. Hands can be if you're riding, hands can be held. Just again, thinking tall position through our spine, belly button in. And you can play around with this. If you're feeling really supple and strong, you can go even lower. Just don't do the hoppy. Over. Keep that pelvis parallel and as low to the ground as possible. More each side. Lovely, and then back to the middle. We're going to raise up. We're going to turn our left foot so it's pointing in the same direction as the short edge of the mat. And our right foot is going to point the length of the mat here. From here, we're going to lean over our front foot, so over our right foot. Arms coming out. Looking over the direction that our right foot is pointing. So into a nice warrior pose here. And again, you can play around with it. See if you can go a bit lower and make sure your knees don't go over your toes. Knees stay directly over your heel. Thinking about holding that position. Draw through your spine. A nice breath in through our nose, out through our mouth. Good. And with our front foot, you always want to be pushing through the heel of your foot. So we're really engaging our glutes in this. We're not just leaning on our toes. Lovely. We're going to come back to the middle. And we're literally going to swivel our feet around. So the right foot now points towards the short edge. And our left foot now points in the direction of the length of the mat. Hands exactly out to where it was, and we're just leaning over that front foot again, making sure knee doesn't go over your toe. And as before, just play around with it. If you like, you can go a little bit lower, by all means do. Making sure your heel is being pushed through the mat here, getting our glutes engaged. All our calves. And breathing in through our nose, out through our mouth. Let those shoulders creep up towards your ears. You might find they do, the little bit tired you get. Lovely, and then bring it back to the middle and walking our feet up. One little bit at a time back into standing, nice and safely there. Good, we're going to change direction so we're facing, well, I suppose we're facing the short edge of the mat. Hands on hips to start with. We're going to place all the way through our right foot, left foot comes back. Now imagine our head, hips and ankles are a straight line. Soft bend in our right knee. We're going to take a nice breath in, pull that belly button in towards your spine. And as you breathe out, we're going to lean forward, lifting the back of our leg with us as well. So we're almost acting like a pendulum. Lovely. And again, think about our hip position. Hips pointing parallel to the ground. Don't let that hip open up. Try and keep this hip, that left hip, pointing down. If you're finding that easy, we can bring our arms into it. So extend your arms up and come down. Now you can play with this. If you're finding it difficult, go to where you can keep your balance and come up again. If you can get to parallel, fantastic. But perhaps that's something to aim for. Good, 2 more on this leg. Yeah, last one. Perfect, then we're going to switch over to the other leg. So all the way through our left leg, right foot comes back onto our toes, hands on hips to start with. Exactly the same, pull that belly button in towards your spine. Breathe in. In as you come down, out as you come up. Same principle with the right hip, try and keep that hip down. Don't let it ride up, so easy to Good. And again, the third option, bring your arms up above your head. Keeping a nice soft bend in your left knee. Don't hyperextend. We're using the muscles here, not the joints. Breathing in on the way down, out on the way up. And last two. And last one. Lovely. From here, just walk back just slightly. Gonna have a nice stretch to the back here now. So bring the chin to your chest. Let your hands fall down towards the ground. Soft bend in the knees. Good, and as you get to the bottom here, just hold your elbows. And just almost let your upper body fall down towards the floor. You'll get a nice stretch in your hamstrings. A little bit in your upper back, lower back. If you like, you can rock side to side if they feel like that's quite nice, opening up your lower back. You might find you can get a little bit further now. Lovely. Just release those arms down onto the ground and just walk your hands out to the opposite side of the mat. We're going to come into our downward dog. So, doesn't matter if you can't get your heels on the ground. I never can. We're just bringing up our hips up towards the ceiling, almost pushing through the palms of our hands. Enabling us to lift up through our hips. Just feel that stretch through your calves maybe, through your hamstrings. If you like, you can bend one knee straight and the other. Just get a little bit of extra stretch through your calf. Really control your breathing here. In through our nose, out through our mouth. Lovely, putting both even weight through both of your feet. Just lifting up those hips again, just once more. Good, so the next exercise from here, we're going to come from our downward dog. Nice breath in as we come forward into our plank. So hips coming down towards the ground. You might need to move your hands a little bit further forward. So our shoulders always come over our wrists. So from here, tucking that tailbone under, breathing out as you come back up into downward dog. Breathing in as you come forward. And the idea here is to get your ankles, hips and shoulders in a nice line and a nice smooth movement. Now you can come onto your knees and do this on your knees if you're finding that a little bit hard. Key here is to breathe, get that nice control. Don't let your hips sink lower. You can do this in front of a mirror, helps a lot. Yeah, two more. And last one. Lovely, coming back up into downward dog. Now this time as you come down, we're going to bring our knees down towards the ground into our 4-point kneeling. So just readjust ourselves. So we get wrists underneath our shoulders, knees underneath our hips. And from here, just a little bit of back mobility, so nice breath in as we dip through our back, lifting our head and chest up. Breathing out, tucking our tailbone under, lifting up through our back into that nice cow position. This is quite a nice one to do day to day anyway. Yeah, breathe in as you lift your head and chest up, breathing out as you round up, tucking that tailbone under. Yeah, a couple more. See if we get a little bit more range, a little bit more of a stretch to these last two. Perfect. And then coming back to our neutral. So again, for newbies, for the beginners, if you haven't been doing this a long time, you haven't done Pilates for a long time, then maybe do it in front of the mirror so you can find your neutral, so you're not too dipped through your back, but you're not too rounded. So you want to find your neutral, pull that belly button in towards your spine, and to start with, just extend one leg as we breathe out. Again, keeping that hip bone parallel. Don't let it come up, don't let it drop. Breathing in, sticking with the same leg, with these. Yeah, the next stage, opposite arm, opposite leg. Again, breathing out as you extend, breathing in as it comes down. Good. For those who want a little bit of a harder exercise, as you extend, you're going to pulse for 5 before you come back down. Stick at the level you can work at. Good, last 2 on this side. Lovely, and then we're going to switch over to the other side. So readjust yourself if you feel like you've lost your neutral, or go straight into it if you've got it still. Good, starting with that leg and then bring it to your opposite arm, opposite leg. All the pulses. Stick with the same level that you just did on the other side. Thinking about your position, don't let your hip bone drop. And just have a little look at your knees. When you bring your knee back in, is it coming back towards the other one, or is it actually sticking to hip distance apart? Breathing out as you extend. Breathing in as you come down. Good. Lovely, last one. Perfect from here. Bring our toes together, widen our knees, hands further out in front of us, and then sinking our way over our heels into our extended child's pose. Just let your head come down onto the mat. Just let your body weight fall into your thighs. Just do some nice breaths here. In through our nose, out through our mouth. Lovely, and then bringing ourselves back up into our 4-point kneeling, readjust a step, so we are set square again. Wrists underneath shoulders. This time we're going to tuck our toes under, and just make sure your hips are Your hips are hip width apart, your knees are hip width apart even. Good, so from here, belly button in towards our spine again, really secure in that neutral. Nice breath in. As we breathe out, we're just going to lift our knees up 1 inch off the floor and back down again. And again. Breathing out as you come up. Breathing in as you come down. If you want a little bit of a harder exercise, hold it there for 5 seconds. Breathing as you come up to the top here. Good. Or if you're really wanting to push yourself, bring your hands a little bit further out in front of you, but it doesn't adjust what we're doing here behind the hips. It's just the arms out in front, our legs still stay at the same angles, just coming up and down. It just puts a little bit more emphasis on our core. Yeah, couple more. And last one. Good, and then just readjust yourself for this side. We're going to bring our toes together, widen our legs, and we're going to bring our hands slightly over to the left side here. And then we're going to sink down once more over our heels, so we get a nice stretch through our right side of our body. And again, just use this time now just to slow down your breathing. Control our breaths in through our nose, out through our mouth. Love. Then we're going to come up and just bring our hands over to the opposite side. And again, sink your weight down, just feel that stretch to the left side of our body. Lovely, then we're going to come back up. Now we've been using our hips quite a bit on this little routine. So we're going to tuck one leg behind us, one leg in front of us. And from here we're just going to take a nice breath in. As we breathe out, we lean over our front knee. And in that front knee, in that leg, you should feel that nice stretch in your glute. It's quite a nice one. And again, you can just let your body weight sink over your knee. Lovely, and bring ourselves back up, switching legs, so tuck in, around the opposite direction, and again just once more, just leaning over your front knee as you breathe out. You should have some nice control over your breath now. Lovely, and bring yourself back into sitting. Well done everyone, that concludes our second